Good afternoon, everyone. This is Angela Taylor, one of your tech mentors, and today I'd like to talk to you about some apps that you can use in your primary and elementary classes. As we go through some of these, you may find a use for them with other grade levels and in other subject areas, but today we're going to focus more on literacy and numeracy apps at the elementary level. If we could just take a look at my iPad for a moment. So here we have There we go. So here's the main screen of my iPad, and if I swipe to the next page, you will see I have a few folders of apps that I'd like to go through. I know we probably won't get through all of these today, but at least when the folder is open, you can see some of the ones that I have. For example, in our numeracy apps, we're not going to get to all of these, but I would like to point out a couple. The first one is the Find Sums app. I absolutely love this app. It is an app for the iPhone or the iPod Touch. So you will see down here in the corner where it says 1 times. So you can make it smaller or larger. You'll want to click on that to make it go full screen if you're using an iPad. So what would we like to do? This says part whole addition to 20. If I click the I up here, I can see that my target number is 20. For today, I'd just like to focus on 10. Target number to 10, and I think I'd like to see it with apples. So then I'm going to click Done up here at the top, and I will click Play. So here's the sample to show students. We have 7 red apples and 3 green apples. 7 and 3 are our partner numbers to 10. So I will click Start. So I have 8, and it will fill in 8 apples for me. And then I need to click on the partner number to 10, and you'll see that that disappears. Now I can keep going with my 8s and my 2s, or I can choose another one, such as 5, and the partner number would be 5. I can keep going like that. Now if you don't like the 10 frame aspect with the apples, I can click the I again, and this time I'll click down here the part whole, and maybe we will focus on partner numbers to 20 this time. And again, I will click Done. So here we go. I no longer have the apples. I know that my goal is to get to 20. If I put 17 in there, can I find the partner number to 20? And you can see you can keep going until it's done. So the I up here at the top is where you can go in and make the changes that you would like. With this same company that created this app, there's another one that I really enjoy. It is the Multiples app. And again, the same thing. You can see our I up here at the top for our information, and we can go in. You can multiply or you can divide. Let's do to 10. And maybe we'll do the apples again, and I will click Done. Now here we have an array. So what times 10 equals what? If I click 2, 2 times 10 equals 20, and I can see my apples up there at the top. So then I can keep going. 7, and I can see my 7 rows of apples. 7 times 10 equals 70. And you can see you can keep going until you have all of the partners. And again, the I up here at the allows me to go in and make changes to customize it for the grade level or the goal that I'm headed for that day. You can also see up here that there's a fraction app. Looks very similar to the other ones made by the same company. Here's a Cloud Math app. Again, you're able to customize it how you would like. And down here at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the 1 times. And that tells us that it's an app for an iPhone or an iPod Touch. So you may have to click that to make it go full screen. So I'm going to click. This time, down here, there's a little I. I'd like to click on that so I can go in and make some changes. Do I want to do addition or subtraction? We could do subtraction. Numbers up to 10. I can change what the avatar looks like. How many problems do I want in a set? Maybe I only want 5. Do I want it to show me 5 possible answers, 7 possible answers? Let's go with 3. I'll turn the sound off for this one. So up here at the top, 9 minus 5 equals, and you'll see down here at the bottom I have a little check mark to let me know that I got that correct. Now, if I happen to choose a balloon that's incorrect, it disappears and I'm left with two possible answers. Which one should I choose? If I choose the 8, again, now I'm left with just one. The answer goes up there. So this one is Cloud Math, and you can customize it how you would like right down here. And maybe you would like your students to practice putting the letters of the alphabet in order, and maybe they need to practice just their lowercase. So let's click Practice the Alphabet. And it's going to give me a grid where I can place all of my letters. And you'll see this is similar to the Spelling Magic where our vowels are in a different color. And I really like the A that they have chosen instead of the other version of A that sometimes our students see. So you can keep dragging them. If you drag one that's incorrect, it will not let you put it in the box. It won't go in the box. So I have to find the correct letter. This may be an app that students use by themselves or in a small group. We have tic-tac-toe, which could be used with 2 students or 2 small teams. So you have your X and your O, and it's like regular tic-tac-toe. You'd like to get 3 in a row. So the X team is going to go first. This is phonics tic-tac-toe. So I have to choose, I want to get a straight line, but I also have to choose maybe the ones that I know. For example, the one in the middle. What letters are missing from this word? This is a pail. Well, am I looking for AE, EA, or AI? What letters are missing? So I'm going to click on that one. I'm going to click on the AI and choose Enter. So I am Team X. See in the center that we now have an X. It's Team O's turn to go. So Team X just went, now it's Team O. So if you had 2 students playing this, you could pass the iPad to the other student. They could take turns, or the other team. And maybe I'll click the one up in the corner. Which word doesn't belong with the others? Hat, met, bit, nut, car. Which one of those is not the same? I think it's car because it does not end in a T. So I'm going to choose car and click Enter. And now Team O has an O up on the board. So a little bit of strategy to choose so that you try to get a straight line, but you also have to be able to answer the phonics questions. If you'd like your students to practice, this is a fun one. If you're looking at practicing to recognize the letters of the alphabet. So what is this? APPL. I take my finger and I can just erase with my finger, and it is an apple. I can click the word apple and it will say apple. Now this one, A-N-T, I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to erase it. A-N-T is ant. And last but not least, there's our alligator. So this one is really good if you don't have a lot of fine motor coordination, because all you need to do is take your finger and just rub it across and it will erase. So now it's going to go through the sound of the A. And what about rhyming? That's another thing that we like to do and work on word families. So which word families would to work with today? Let's do AD and AN. Click the picture on the pot to hear the word and click the flower in the pot to match this sound. So sad, and if I click down here, this says pad. Do they rhyme or does it rhyme with can? Sad, pad or can? I think it's over here, so I'm going to drag my B over to the flower. And you'll see that one of the petals is filled. So sad is part of the add word family, and then you can just keep going. So that one was rhyming bee. And you'll notice when you go to the App Store, that some of these look very, very similar. A couple of other ones that I just like to bring to your attention. We have the chalkboard and the glow draw, which will allow you to write. So if I choose the chalkboard, down here I can choose the color of chalk that I would like. So maybe I would like the blue. And I can put a word, number, sentence, whatever I would like. And then maybe you want your students to draw a picture to show their answer. But you're working with someone else and you can't come over to the iPad right at the moment to see what they've come up with. So what they can do is take a screenshot. If you hold down the sleep button at the top and the home button and you click them, it will take a picture and it automatically goes into the photos on the iPad, and then you can go through the photos later and maybe we could write our name on there so we know who it was. So that's chalkboard and glow draw. They're very similar. And again, to do a screen capture, you would hold down the two buttons, the sleep at the top and the home button, and it will take a picture. And then you can go through the photos later. If you are currently using ClassDojo in your class, there's an app for that. If you weren't sure, that's available. So you can put that on your iPad and you can walk around and give your students points if you're already using ClassDojo. Then there are other things like this Toy Story app, which is a matching game. So I can choose easy, medium, or hard, and it will change the number of cards that I have. I'm going to choose easy, so I'm not overwhelmed with too many cards. And it's just simple memory concentration game. You click one, flip it over, and try to find the match. Once you find all of the matches, then they disappear. So that was a Toy Story one. And you can see I have a lot of my apps in folders. I have the numeracy app, and then I have two literacy ones, and then some other apps for school. And then I have this voice texting app. If I want to put that in the folder with the other apps, I'm going to hold my finger down until I see the X and then it starts to shake. Then I'm going to drag it right over top of this folder, and it's now in that folder. You can see that my apps are still shaking. I'm going to click the home button so they'll stop shaking. I will go back into this folder, and now I can see that the voice texting app is there. I'm going to click that one. Now this app, you can see down here, it has advertisements. To get rid of the advertisements, you have to pay 99 cents. So if you click close, it's going to pop up and ask you to purchase it. So no thanks, not at the moment. And the way this app works, you'll have to have the volume on, a student will speak, and the text will come up. So if I click the microphone, hello, how are you today? So this was my sentence that I just spoke, and it put it in here, but actually I have two sentences, hello, and then I have a question, how are you today? If I click up there in the words, I now have my letters down here and my punctuation. So I can change that and put in a question mark. Maybe over here next to my hello, I'd like an exclamation mark. I might need a capital there for my H. How are you today? And again, students can do a screenshot, a screen capture, by holding down the two buttons. So maybe they're just going to say a sentence or two and edit that for you. So that is Voice Texting Pro. Yes, it does have apps, advertisements at the bottom, and you would have to pay 99 cents to get rid of those. And there's one more that I'd like to show you. If I double click the home button, I will see the apps that we have been using down here at the bottom. I'm going to scroll back. There's a Telling Time app. No, thank you. So if I go into the controls, do I want the sound? Do I want a hint? Now here's what I really like. Are you going to concentrate on just telling time to the hour? Do you want the hour and the half hour? Do you want the 15 minutes? So we could switch that. And maybe I'll do the quarter to. And that's all that I'd like to do right now. And I will click play. 4:15. Which one of those is 4:15? And I can click on it. So it's only going to give me times that are to the hour, half hour, 15 minutes after, and 15 minutes to. So maybe I have a student that's going to use this with the 15-minute intervals, and maybe I have a student that's only going to work on the time to the hour, and another student who's going to work in the 5-minute intervals. So I can change it up. Everybody's doing the same app. It just looks a little bit different, and the students don't know. I'd like to mention a couple of my favorite apps that are in the Literacy App folder. I have 2 Literacy App folders. This first one, we have Spelling Magic 1 and Spelling Magic 2. And I can build some words, or I can use a movable alphabet. Let's click on that one first. So we have the movable alphabet, and let's go with some O words. This is a cot. Maybe I don't like that one, so I'm going to click the arrow until I find one that I like. Job. Okay, this little guy is doing a job. So I can click the picture and it will repeat the word for me, job. I can also click each one of these tiles. So the first one will give me the first sound. So I have the J up here and I can drag it down. Now I have a vowel, and you can see the vowels are in different colors. And I'm not exactly sure which vowel it is, so I can click here and I can get the sound, and maybe it's U. And I can click on the U and I hear the sound of the U. That's not quite it. The E, that's not quite it. Oh, it's O, so I can drag that down. And then job ends with a B. Is this my B? I can click on it. Oh no, I get my B's and D's mixed up. It's this one. So I can drag my B down. Job. There's my word. I can also click here to go back. So what we just did there was the movable alphabet. Now we'd like to build some words. This time we'll choose some E words. There is a pen, and you'll notice I no longer have the alphabet at the top. I just have the letters that I need. And it's the same thing. I can click the tile and I can hear the sound of the letter that I need. And then I can drag them down. And if I don't care for the picture that they've given me, I can click here and choose another one. That's Spelling Magic 1, and if you click on the next one, Spelling Magic 2, same thing, word building, movable alphabet, but this time, instead of short 3-letter words, I have some consonants and some blends. So if we click food, here is blob. Again, I click on the picture, it will tell me the word as many times as I need to hear it, and I can click on the tiles down here and they will tell me the sound. And I can drag those down. I can go back here to home. Maybe I'd like a little bit of help. Maybe I don't want it to announce the word, so I could uncheck that. And the movable alphabet, same thing, except this time I can have some consonant blends. There is the Little Sorter app, which allows you to drag lowercase and uppercase letters to match those. All of the apps that you see are free, except for this Endless Alphabet. It was free, but I see now that there is a price to it. You can also go on the Apps Gone Free. That's an app where there are free apps every day. You have to check it every day to see which apps are free. Now they may be 99-cent apps or they may be $1.99. It's a really good deal. Let's get out of the Endless Alphabet. I would like to draw your attention to 2 websites. Here we go. So this one, Liberty K-12, if you go to this address, you will get this search. So you can choose your grade level, you can choose subject, do you want numeracy, do you want literacy, and then you hit search and it will list apps for you under those categories. Now they're not all free apps, but it does give you an idea, ones to look for. And this website right here, Smart Apps for Kids, has many links on it to lead you to other apps. Thank you, and if you have any questions, please feel free to email any of your tech mentors.